Hey everyone, I am so excited to be here with you today. Today I'm bringing to you a national title holders interview. I know it's been a little while since we've had one, but I'm so excited to have my guest with me today. I have with me Shiloh, the National Little Britches Rodeo Association Queen. Is that right, Shiloh?
Yes, ma'am. I'm the National Little Britches Queen. I'm from the state of Oklahoma. Something really confusing about National Little Britches is we have franchises and not states. So I get asked that question a lot. Well, if you're the national queen, what state queen were you? But I ran with the Central Oklahoma Little Britches and the Southeast Kansas Little Britches, and now I am the National Little Britches Queen from Burbank, Oklahoma.
Well, that's awesome. I am so glad to have you on. I know this interview has taken a little while to kind of our schedules to mingle where we could do this, and I know Deborah's going to be so excited to have this interview going. So why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about the National Little Britches Association, because I'm not very familiar with it, and I'm sure a lot of people would like to hear what your association's all about.
Absolutely. So the National Little Britches Rodeo Association is actually the world's largest youth rodeo association. We take kids whenever they are 5 years old and we raise them up through our program, and then we let them into the PRCA and the college world whenever they're 18. A lot of times we'll even have college freshmen coming back to our rodeos just to freshen up before they go to those big college rodeos. Something unique about National Little Britches is we have franchises all the way from Texas to Wyoming and the Virginias to California. So we cover everywhere in the United States, which is so neat. We even had some Canadians come to finals last year. And that was one of our first years to have some kids from out of our country come to finals. I think my favorite thing about National Little Britches is the family aspect of it. Whenever you go to high school rodeos, you can't load up your 7-year-old sister and have her compete alongside you. But with National Little Britches, it's something the whole family can be involved in.
Well, that's great. I am so excited to learn about your association, and I'm sure everybody who's had questions will have them answered with this interview.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, it's so great for there to be an association for younger kids out there, so it gives them a head start so they can have the fundamentals to be really competitive when they get older.
Oh, absolutely.
So you are under a new director now, Miss Lisa Lagashar. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that and what you're looking forward to, what she brings to the National Little Britches Queen Contest and Royalty?
Absolutely. So for so many years, we had a couple out of Utah directing our pageant, and their kids, they went from little wranglers in our association all the way up through our senior age division, and they ended up graduating all their kids through National Little Britches, and now they're moved on watching college rodeos. So we had been without a director for about a year, an official director. So whenever applications opened up and Lisa put in hers, we immediately, kind of took a second look at that and thought, man, this girl could bring a lot to our association. Knowing Lisa outside of National Little Britches, whenever I heard that she was going to get to boss us around for a couple years, I was so excited because Lisa brings such energy to a pageant. But something that's important to me and something that really resonated with me about the National Little Britches pageant is that whenever you run, you have to qualify in a rodeo event. So you have to be a cowgirl. And I have so much respect for Lisa, and I think she's going to bring so much to our pageant because she is, in fact, a cowgirl and is not only going to be able to help us with our hair, she's going to jerk us on a completely different horse that we've never met before and tell us how to ride it. And I appreciate that most from
her. Well, Lisa is absolutely amazing, and I know she's going to do a phenomenal job for y'all with the National Little Britches. But your time as the queen is slowly dwindling down. You were saying that you had 81 days left?
Yes, 81 days until our finals begin.
So crazy. We all count those down. They're so bittersweet.
Yes, I know. I'm really happy though. One thing, whenever people tell me I only have 81 days with, is I like to throw out, no, I'm still queen until August 1st. That's one thing that's really special about our National Little Britches title is for about 2 weeks, we'll have two queens holding the title while we still have one little wrangler and one princess. So
Well, that is pretty cool. That's pretty special to be able to reign with the upcoming queen. So she kind of gets a foot in the door and kind of understand the ropes. So with your time coming down, what is one of the most memorable times that you've had during your reign?
oh my goodness, there are so many. There's been a lot of memories that I've had, but I think the one that will always stick out to me is the week after nationals. I came home and I still hadn't gotten the crown yet, but I was a National Little Britches queen, and it was my hometown rodeo that weekend. And for that rodeo, they bring in about 15 queens, and it's held in the world's largest arena. So whenever you do your flyby, you're flying straight down the arena, which is the length of about 2 football fields. So whenever they called my name, I had never heard a crowd at my hometown rodeo that loud cheering for their girl who just won a national title. And I think that's always going to be something that stays in my heart with me, is the pride that my community had.
Yes, yes. It is such an amazing time going back to your hometown rodeos and to be able to go back to where you got started, to meet everybody that helped you on your way up. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
So one of the most important things about a rodeo queen that sets us apart, and speaking about memories, I know this is going to be something that you'll always treasure, but it's our hardware, our crowns and our buckles. So would you mind showing us your beautiful National Little Britches buckle?
Absolutely. So I have it right here with me. They are Montana Silversmith. Montana is one of our biggest sponsors. And whenever you win a queen title, they put your name on the back of your buckle. So that's super neat. And whenever you unfold the package, the coolest thing about it is it comes with an insurance policy. So whenever you unload it, it'll have a little piece of paper with all the causes that you could have it replaced back. So I feel like you're prime time once you have an insurance policy on your buckle.
Yes, that is really nice, especially if something were to ever go wrong with your hardware. All right, so what about your beautiful crown? I know that is what definitely sets us apart, is our crowns and our hats. So.
Oh my goodness. I am in love with this crown. I don't know if the glare is going to let me show it off, but here we go. This is actually I am the second queen who has had this crown. It's about 1.5 years old. Something that's really unique about it is it's a cutout crown. Montana made it by hand for the National Little Britches Queens. And there's several different things about this crown that make it unique to the future National Little Britches Queens. Is we have all 3 of the logos that have ever been used for the National Little Britches Rodeo Association. You can see the bronze feathers on the side, and that stands for our Crisis Fund, Hope Counts, which is kids helping kids. It's kind of like the Justin Cowboy Crisis Fund, but unique to National Little Britches. And then one other unique feature about it is if you look at the etching really, really close, it actually tells the story of how National Little Britches began. So I love it.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful, and the fact that it tells your story of your association is even more memorable and so cool. It's really fascinating.
I love it.
Well, awesome. So being a national title holder, you evidently were doing some amazing things right during your pageant in preparation. So could you share with us maybe a little bit of tips when it comes to like your hair, your makeup, or your skincare, just things that you absolutely must have as a rodeo queen that work for you?
Absolutely. So whenever I work with girls who haven't been rodeo queens before that are interested, the first thing I tell them is don't skip on your primer and don't skip on your foundation. You can go buy your mascara, your eye makeup, your lipstick at the dollar store. That doesn't matter. But what is going to be sitting on your face all day needs to be something that's going to last and that's not going to be too heavy and that you're going to be able to wash off easily. I actually use some products that moisturize my skin while I use it. So that's my rule with skincare is don't skimp on your primer and don't skip on your foundation, because that's what's ultimately going to give you your look.
Oh yes. Yes. Primer and foundation it's your foundation of your makeup. Like it's
Absolutely. You don't build a house you have to have your foundation to build your house. So
yeah. Yes, exactly. And you always have to find what works for you, what products, what brands, how you want to apply it, everything. You just have to find what works for you.
Absolutely. As for hair, my best advice I can give for hair is find what works for your hair. If you have to curl it with a flat iron or hot rollers or scrunch rollers, do that, and don't let anyone tell you that there's one way to do queen hair, because I promise there is not.
No, there is a million ways to do your hair, and everybody does their hair differently. It really just depends on the girl, where you're located, and your weather and your climate. That plays on your hair.
That has been the death of so many girls coming to high school nationals, America, and Little Britches nationals. I know whenever we were at finals this summer in Guthrie, all the girls from Tennessee, Mississippi just could not handle how dry it was. And I'm looking at them, oh my goodness. No, this is so humid, and their hair couldn't dry. It was used to humidity.
Yeah, the weather plays a big part in all of our hair, no matter where you're at.
Definitely.
So are there any other little tips or tricks or advice you'd love to give our viewers that are going to be watching this video?
Absolutely. So what I like to tell anyone that I run into is first be a cowgirl and then be a rodeo queen. Something that's so significant in the world of rodeo today is that we are starting to veer away from our past. And I think one thing that makes rodeo queens so significant in keeping the sport of rodeo alive is remembering our past to better our future. So educate yourself on where rodeo came from, educate yourself on why you were a rodeo queen. Go and ride as many horses as you can, because if you want the respect of the cowboys who are in the arena, you have to be able to show yourself as a hand. So I highly encourage anyone who wants to be a rodeo queen to go and learn firsthand what our cowboys are doing, and then be able to spread the word and advocate for our sport on so many levels now that you have that firm foundation that we talked about earlier.
Yes, exactly. Being a rodeo queen is second. You have to be a cowgirl, and you have to know why you're doing it, and you have to stand for it.
Yes, and that's why I love my title so much as a National Little Britches Queen, is we look for cowgirls in and out of the arena completely.
Well, awesome. So we are going to I will definitely take your advice. Hopefully everybody else will take all of your wonderful advice as well. But one last thing, if there's any girls watching this who are going to be potentially competing for a National Little Britches title, what are some words that you could give to them? Or maybe, I know your packets and applications aren't out yet, but maybe if you could give them a little advice as to where they could go, or anything that they might need to look for when studying, anything like that.
Absolutely. So one thing, whenever I ran all 3 years, was read your rule book constantly. Whenever you're in the car before you go to bed, study that rule book. Talk to other competitors about what rules that they think are different than high school or PRCA. Really, just every conversation that you have at a rodeo, be sure to get somebody else's input on the rules that you're reading. One thing that we really look for at National Little Britches is a girl who knows her rule book and can stand next to a judge and be like, hey, bud, why are we flagging this guy? What's going on here? Read your rule book. Study what's coming out in the rodeo news. The Little Britches has a 4 to 5 page spread every 2 weeks or twice a month in the rodeo news that comes out, and stuff that's in there will be current events that are going on in our association that you should definitely take a look at. But until applications come out, keep checking the website. We have our horsemanship pattern posted, as well as some tips and suggestions for coming and competing for National Little Britches. Our office suggests as soon as you decide to run to give them a call, because we have special camp spots and some information available for our rodeo queens who are running this year.
Well, that is absolutely awesome, and hopefully some of these girls will watch this video and know exactly what they need to study and where they need to go to find those applications. So it's always helpful to interview our national title holders, and it has been such an honor to be able to interview you and get to talk with you a little bit more. I know we met a few years ago at the Royal Review, so it was great catching up with you and being able to speak with you again.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Well, all right, everyone. I've got a few highlights really quick. So if you haven't been watching, please stay tuned. We are always posting new educational videos all the time. We're probably going to be posting more national title holder interviews, as well as life after queening girls. Those videos are so helpful. You are getting to watch many girls that have been there, done that, and they have such great advice to give. So please watch those, and also check out Instagram. Shelby Chapman is our marketing specialist on our Instagram page, so go check it out. She posts amazing things all the time. And also we have 2 clinics coming up, one in May in Washington, and also Washington is hosting a second clinic. It's going to be in September, so go check out the website. We're also updating the website with pageant listings. If there's any pageants that you think should be on there, definitely contact us and let us know, and we're updating it all the time. So for now, this is Chanel Wagner, your Queens and Jeans intern, signing out. And if you can achieve it, or if you dream it, you can achieve it and you can believe in it. So stay tuned until next time.